Okay, guys, so at this point, if you don't have your Chapter 9 transformation packet out yet, you're going to want to do that. And you're going to want to turn to the page of the 9.2 notes for reflections, because you are going to want to fill those in with these notes. So if you don't have those out, pause this video, go get those notes so that you can fill them in. All right, so today's notes, again, is over 9.2, which is specifically reflections. A reflection is a type of transformation in which the preimage is mirrored. So when you look in a mirror, you see your reflection across what we call the line of reflection to create our image. Key point here is that your preimage and your image are equidistant from the line of reflection, and the angle measurements are all preserved. So your points from your line of reflection are going to be equidistant, so the same distance from each other, and the angles of your image and preimage are the same. Reflections are actually rigid motions because the side lengths and the angles stay the same. The notation for reflection right here is capital R for reflection, and then this y-axis is your line of reflection. So this describes the reflection across the y-axis. So that's what we have there for the notation. So now we're going to do a couple of examples of reflections, and we're just going to start with a point. So for example 1, we're going to graph our point P at 3, 4. So 3, 4 is right here. There's our point P. And we want to reflect it over the line y equals 1. So you're going to want to draw a line going through the point where y is 1, which is right here. And if it's y equals 1, it's going to be horizontal, because it's got to go through the point where y is 1. So that is your line of reflection for y equals 1. And what you do is you take this line that you have here, and you need to count how many units above that line your point is. And then in the same direction, you're going to get those units below it. So it's like a mirrored picture of each other. So point P is 1, 2, 3 units above that line. So P prime is 1, 2, 3 units below. And there's your P prime. And then again, you always want to write the coordinates. So P prime is at 3, -2. Notice that when you're graphing over the line y equals something, the x value doesn't change, just the y value does. Okay, so now we're going to do another example, and if you want to pause the video and try this example on your own first and then check your work, you can go for it. But first of all, we need to get the notation, because the notation isn't written for us. So we're doing a reflection across the line x equals 2. So the x equals 2 goes here as your subscript, and it's point P. So like that. So it looks just like this notation, but the line x equals 2. Point P is the same point. It's at 3, 4. So I'm going to graph that again. And then this time, we're reflecting over the line x equals 2. So it's got to go through the point where x is 2. And if it's x equals something, it's going to be a vertical line. So here is our line of reflection. So it's the same idea. However many units to the right, we need to go that many units to the left. So it's 1 unit to the right. So in the same direction, we're going to go 1 unit to the left. There's our P prime. So P prime is at 1, 4. And again, notice this line is where x equals something, so your x value changes, your y value stays the same. So that is reflections. Now that we've done reflections of just a couple points, let's look at an example where we're reflecting an actual shape. So if you turn the page on your note packet, we're going to do a couple more examples where we're reflecting specifically triangle MNO. So example 3 here, we want to reflect triangle MNO, which the coordinates are up here. So M is at 3, 3. N is at 5, 2. And O is at 4, 4. So there is our pre-image. And for 3, we're reflecting over the line x equals 0. So this is tricky because a lot of people get thrown off here. The line x equals 0 is not the x-axis. The line x equals 0 is when everything is 0. Well, when everything is 0 for the x value, that's when all your y values are going to be hit. So the line x equals 0 is actually your y-axis. So the y-axis here is your line x equals 0. If the line was y equals 0, it'd be the x-axis. So since x is 0, well, this is when x is always 0, right? Whenever it hits all the y values. So we're going to be reflecting basically over the y-axis. So we want to take each point, and we want to do a point at a time. So M is 1, 2, 3 units to the right. So in the same direction, we want to go 1, 2, 3 units to the left. So there's our M prime. O is 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right. So we want to go in the same direction, 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. There's O prime. And then N, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to the right. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to the left. There's your N prime. And again, you should always write the coordinates of your new points. So M prime is at -3, 3. N prime is at -5, 2. And O prime is at -4, 4. Okay? And that's how you get your new points. So we're going to do one more example. And if you want to, again, pause your video so you can do this example on your own first and then check it, go for it. But we're reflecting the exact same triangle as above. So you want to get the coordinates up here for number 4. I'm going to go ahead and plot those. So for number 4, we've got M, which is at 3, 3. N is at 5, 2. O is at 4, 4. So there we have it. This time, we are reflecting over the x-axis. So since it says the x-axis, we're actually going to reflect over the x-axis. So this is our line of reflection here. Okay, same idea as what we've been doing. So if we look at point M, M is 1, 2, 3 units above the x-axis. So we're going to go in the same direction, 1, 2, 3 units below. So there's our M prime. And then O is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 in the opposite direction. There's our O prime. N is 2 above. So we want to go 2 below. There's our N prime. And then again, you always want to write your points. So we've got M prime at 3, -3. N prime is at 5, -2. O prime is at 4, -4. And there you have it. So that is it for the notes packets on reflections. What you want to do at this point is you have your 9-2 worksheet that you were given, and you want to finish the rest of that worksheet. So this is what you were given in class. It looks like this, if you guys remember right? So you should have already done the first page. What you need to do is do the bottom here, right? So there's the 9-2 part, and then this page now. So that's what you have to do for homework. Other than that, have a great day. Bye, guys.